Welcome to the third and final part of the wine glass tutorial for Blender. Now, in the last part we finished with the setting up of these three lamps. But before we move on, we need to go back to this tile. So let's select it with right click and go back to the materials section by clicking on this button. Now, when we are here, we are going to go back to specular, the specular section, and we are going to click on the hardness. We are going to change that value to 200. Now, as soon as I press the enter key, you will notice that this glare is going to reduce its size. See? Now, that would be it for the tile. Let's go back to the setting up of the camera. So, in order to set up the camera, the first thing we need to do is change the mode from orthographic to perspective. So we go to View, First Ortho, and set up the scene in whatever way I see fit. So this is the way I like it. So I'm going to set up the camera. How do I do that? Well, I go to View, Align View, Align Active Camera to View. As you can see, it has a shortcut with the keyboard, which is hold down the Control key, hold down the Alt key, and press the numeric pad number 0. Now, this rectangle here represents the view from the camera. Whatever is inside of this rectangle is what's going to be shown when you render the image. So, as you can see right now, you can't see the whole wine glass. I'm going to prove it to you right now by rendering the image. And look, that's all you see. So I'm going to press the escape key, go back, and view camera to get out of that mode. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Once again, view, align active camera to view. Almost. Just almost. But if you right click on the frame of this rectangle, and after that you hold right click inside of that frame, you can move the image to fit and click whenever you're ready. However, that still didn't solve the issue because the image just doesn't fit yet. So once again, view, camera, zoom out once more, view, align active camera to view. Now it is perfect. Perfect. Let's get out of that mode and let's render the image. See? Now the whole cup can be seen when you render the image. Let's go back a little bit. Escape key. And now let's go back to the orthographic view so that we can continue working. Our camera is already set up, so perfect. Now we are going to set up the material of the cup. The cup is supposed to be made of glass. So let's select the cup, right click, and let's click on the materials button and click on new. We are going to add a new material for the cup. This material is going to be named glass. Perfect. Then we are going to click here in the diffuse section on this bar As soon as I click on it, I will get this color palette. In here, I'm going to set R to 1, enter, G to 1, and B to 1, to set it to white. After that, I'm going to look for the transparency section right here, and as you can see, it is disabled. I'm going to check this checkbox here to enable it, and here where it says alpha, I'm going to change that value to 0.1. Enter. I'm going to render the image and see what I've achieved. Notice anything different? Now my cup is transparent. We're still not done. Escape key and continue. Now I am going to go to the specular section and I'm going to set the hardness to 511. Why 511? Because that's the maximum hardness that I can assign. After that, I'm going to look for the shading section and I'm going to set translucency to 1. Ambient should be at 1 as well, but it is already at 1, so perfect. Now I'm going to render the scene, and look, now we have some glares that we didn't have before. Escape key. Now after that, I am going to go to the world editor. But before I do that, I need to make sure that nothing in my scene is selected. So I need to press the letter A to unselect everything, remember? Perfect. Nothing is selected. So now I can go to the world editor and then I can go to the texture editor. As you can see, we are in texture of the world. That's why we had to click on the world editor before the texture editor. Now I'm going to click on the new because we are going to be adding a new texture to the world. And this texture is going to be called sky. Enter. And now I'm going to look for the sky picture. Remember, you need to navigate to the desktop or wherever you have your wineglass resources. Click on the resources and click on the sky. Open image. Now in here, I need to set this as world, not texture. Then I need to go to mapping, not image mapping, mapping, and set the size to 2.4 in X and also 2.4 in Y. Leave Z alone, and then where it says influence, I'm going to uncheck blend and check horizon. Let's render the image and see what happens. Now we have a background. Perfect. Let's get out of here and finish setting up the cup itself. So now I'm going to go back to the materials, but before that I'm going to select the cup and go back to the materials, And in here where it says transparency, I need to change it to ray trace. And the IOR index, I'm going to change it to 1.37. Render the scene, and would you look at that, we have finished our blend file. So in here, file, save, you save your project, you already know that, but you also need to save the image, this image that is being shown here. In order to do that, you need to be inside of the image like we are right now, and click here where it says image, save as image. In here you just select the drive you want to save it on, the folder, and the name. And save as image. And now you have both the project and the image saved. Well guys, I hope that this has helped you. I'm very grateful that you stuck up with me, and see you on the next one. Bye.